Burmese farmers from Suen Na Guan village donate rice to reciprocate their appreciation to Tzu Chi. A hardworking visually impaired fourth grader wins a presidential award for scholastic excellence. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lee-Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Myanmar, where it's harvest time at the Suen Na Guan village in Tai Khe Township. The local farmers remember the rice seeds from Tzu Chi and didn't forget to do their part to help the less fortunate.
Beginning in May, farmers in Suen Na Guan village in Tai Khe are busy harvesting.
When I get the rice seeds from Tzu Chi, I planted them at once, and now I can harvest them. They're excellent this year. I can get over 100 baskets of harvest. I've been farming for a long time, so I know their quality just by looking at it.
Other people also agree to what Wu Santeng said about the rice seeds they received from Tzu Chi. Wu Santeng has also joined Tzu Chi. He encourages villagers to donate rice to help underprivileged people.
The master said that many little things make a nickel, so now we're careful not to waste any grain of rice. We encourage everyone to donate rice. I also go to other villages to tell them about saving rice for others, and I give them rice buckets, as I hope they too will join us.
Many people also think the same way.
I'm 82 years old, but I still want to do deeds like everyone else, so I can also contribute my share.
The rice seeds from Tzu Chi have inspired this village and many more people to do good deeds.
The 13th Annual International Buddhist Conference of the United Nations Day of Vesak was held in Bangkok, Thailand this year. The Tzu Chi Foundation was invited to participate again, and representatives gave a talk at the conference on its mission of environmental conservation.
The 13th International Buddhist Conference of the United Nations Day of Vesak is being held in Thailand this year. Among the Buddhist organizations from 85 countries, Tzu Chi Foundation has been invited to talk about how to protect the earth as a Buddhist organization.
How did Tzu Chi as an NGO inspire people and eventually set up more than 10,000 recycling points worldwide with more than 100,000 recycling volunteers?
For many years since its establishment, Tzu Chi has been carrying out its recycling mission with action, not just talk. It is very important.
In addition, representatives of Tzu Chi talk about how the recyclables can be used to help people in need, creating a cycle of love.
I think it's great to do things like that, and there should be more of it.
Tzu Chi has been around for so long and achieved great work in many countries. In the aftermath of disasters, Tzu Chi is the first one to arrive on the scene, so it is great.
Thank you so much.
At an important Buddhist event, Tzu Chi representatives share their experience with their international counterparts in hopes that the power of love will continue to spread.
A related news about environmental protection. Each year, a colorful parade is held in Malacca, Malaysia to celebrate Vesak Day, as nearly 10,000 people take to the streets to join in the celebration. Seeing safeguarding the planet as their own mission in life, Tzu Chi volunteers took the opportunity to promote recycling at the event.
To celebrate 2016 Buddha Day, Malacca saw nearly 10,000 people turn out along with colorful floats at the special parade. Beginning in 2007, Tzu Chi volunteers began manning recycling in areas where the parade passes through, and this year was no exception.
The mayor of Malacca made a special mention today, saying don't mess Malacca, so we're using this opportunity to promote our handy 10-point recycling motto.
I think it's good to promote recycling and ask people to protect the earth.
Do you know what they do? I know.
After many years of effort, this recycling work is winning over local residents.
那是一大堆，很可惜。一个之前为什么要丢掉？
We can give them these recyclables to sell. This could help poor people.
Some groups in the parade even carry around their own bags for recycling and collecting garbage.
Every year when the parade comes, there are a lot of cups left on the ground. It's polluting the earth, and we don't want this to happen. This is why we prepare these garbage bags.
If you see litter everywhere, you may feel bad, so I think it's better to put the rubbish away.
With faith, these Buddhists not only purify people's hearts, but also the environment.
In our series report about food waste in Taiwan, next we find out how National Zhongxing University has cut production of traditional compost from 3 months to 3 hours. Meanwhile, Fengjia University's Green Energy Development Center has developed a new process using enzymes which produces hydrogen gas.
Leftover food is first collected in these buckets and then later transported to a pig farm. Here, chunks of food waste go into a shredder and are ground finely and then subject to high-temperature sterilization.
In case we receive kitchen waste that has been infected with foot and mouth disease, subjecting it to high-temperature cooking could destroy the virus and lessen the chances of epidemic risk.
Kitchen waste from hypermarkets and supermarkets, which are subject to high-temperature sterilization by legal enterprises, can become liquid-type feed that can be directly fed to pigs.
Kitchen waste from hypermarkets is typically disposed of as pig feed, but the pig farms that utilize it must have a legal license to operate.
Unfortunately, there are more illegal pig farmers than legal ones. Without certification, kitchen waste sterilization is unlikely carried out at illegal farms, raising the risk of foot and mouth disease. Last year, 67% of the kitchen waste recycled in Taiwan was used for pig feed, with the rest being used as compost. Different from traditional composting methods, National Zhongxing University has developed a new system which is more efficient.
By adding enzymes within 3 hours, we can process the kitchen waste and turn it into fertilizer.
This new technology, which uses enzymes to decompose kitchen waste, only takes 3 hours. Traditional composting processes, which make use of microbial decomposition, may take 2 to 3 months to convert kitchen waste into compost.
This equipment can handle 2.5 tons of kitchen waste each day. Conventional kitchen waste composting needs 10 times the space and causes a stench, which is an environmental pollution problem.
While composting technology has improved, most Taiwan people are familiar with traditional methods of composting.
The EPA said that compost products aren't doing very well. We doubt that turning kitchen waste into compost is a good solution.
Some believe that surplus compost could be used as a source of green energy.
This landfill probably didn't see good garbage separation, so too much kitchen waste was put into the landfill, which has led to lots of organic matter fermentation. This type of anaerobic fermentation produces biogas.
In 4 years, Taipei City government plans to build a kitchen waste processing facility to produce methane gas. Kitchen waste, when subjected to bacterial decomposition, naturally produces methane gas. Actually, in the laboratory, kitchen waste can also produce another kind of useful energy, hydrogen.
Using our kitchen waste as raw material, we use a motor to extract hydrogen into a tank. The bacteria decomposing this raw material produces hydrogen.
This is Fengjia University's Green Energy Science and Technology Center's plant, which can handle a maximum of 2 metric tons of organic waste a day to produce 4,000 liters of hydrogen. Hydrogen fuel not only powers toy cars, but cars in real life. Taiwan manufacturers have developed a new hydrogen car that maneuvers and operates much like a typical vehicle.
This technology isn't reliant on fossil fuels, which need to be refined and also excavated, such as crude oil for a long time, and later makes greenhouse gases. We just use the leftover food and basic technology, and there are no greenhouse gas emissions.
Kitchen waste can be used as a green energy source, but the current cost is too high and can't compete with fossil fuels which pollute the earth. Still, as the global environment deteriorates, reduction of leftover food waste may be the best solution to our problems.
In Singapore, recently over 150 families of Tzu Chi's parent and child classes came together for a special event at Singapore's Hokkien Hall to celebrate Parents' Day, where children expressed their gratitude for their parents. Likewise, parents also expressed their love for their children.
These children are busy making these rice balls for a special occasion. The children prepared the rice balls and the tea, especially for their parents. These are all members of Tzu Chi's parent-child class in Singapore, which now has more than 150 families participating. Today, at Singapore's Hokkien Hui Kwan, they are celebrating Parents' Day. I give my dad and my mom tea to say thank you for everything they've done.
My child has really grown up. This cup of tea is especially sweet.
Volunteers also arranged for parents to give their children a letter as a chance to express their personal feelings towards their kids.
She really encourages me to do the things I want and to try hard for the best results. I want to tell my mother, I love you. I'm so grateful for you.
She's a very kind, considerate child. I'm grateful for her and happy she has been by my side.
Often in the mornings, when I'm in a rush to get her to school, she can be slow. So sometimes I am impatient with her. Today is a good chance to apologize and ask her to forgive me.
Here, between parents and children, many different expressions of love can be witnessed today in what will surely be a memorable experience for everyone.
In Tzu Chi, DaAi mothers are volunteers who help spread humanitarian values in schools. While nurturing the young, they also need to keep learning. Therefore, more than 800 DaAi mothers from Taiwan's northern districts recently attended their annual seminar in Luzhou, New Taipei City.
At the DaAi Mother Seminar held in Luzhou, a play which includes a children's story and a lesson on food safety is presented. The participants started rehearsing for the play a month ago.
We hope those watching the play can understand and remember the lesson on food safety from this performance.
The main actress, Zhang Yizhen, is a housewife. After volunteering as a DaAi mother, she has learned much and made changes to her life.
After becoming a DaAi mother, I have more opportunities to read Jingsi aphorisms or good stories, so I am always reminding myself about these lessons.
Since 2007, Tzu Chi Teachers Association has invited DaAi mothers to serve in schools. A seminar was then held every year for DaAi mothers from different areas to learn from each other.
After seeing how DaAi mothers in Taipei present a play that incorporated what we see in daily life, I've learned much. I can share what I learned after I go back.
We gather everyone's experience at the seminar. We have experiences and the will, so I believe we can contribute to education in society, schools, and families.
After years of hard work, DaAi mothers have earned the recognition of Tzu Chi volunteers, and they'll bring the lessons they learned to continue nurturing the younger generation.
In Kaohsiung, a fourth grader at Wuchuan Elementary School has won a Presidential Education Award for her outstanding scholastic achievement. Zhong Pei-wen is visually impaired due to complications from a premature birth. However, her positive and hardworking attitude has helped set her apart from others. Tickling the Ivory, fourth grader Zhong Pei-wen, who is visually impaired, is performing one of her signature songs. How does she play the piano or the recorder without being able to see the sheet music?
很希望跟其他小朋友一样，对不对？
对。
为什么？
因为这样子才不会被别的小朋友误会说我很笨。
She doesn't give up. If others can, then she will try. Last year, when entering 3rd grade, she also tried for the gifted class. That shows she never gives up.
Not bowing down to her life circumstances and giving it all she has is how the principal of Wuchun Elementary's sees Zhong Pei-wen. Zhong is in the top of her class and also involved in various activities in school.
She was concerned about how to make an impression on people and how to get others to like her. I told her that she must love herself first. From that moment on, she adopted a positive attitude towards life.
To encourage her child to live with optimism, Pei-wen's mother also learned how to read Braille, as well as continued to push her whatever she needed. With Pei-wen winning the Presidential Educations Award this year, it gives the family further recognition they are raising this child right. Moving north to Taipei, Mr. Liu, who lives in Shipai District, injured his back in a work-related accident. Despite undergoing surgery in 2015, he could no longer return to the same line of work, and his family's finances crumbled. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers reached out to his family and helped his wife start a home business. With gratitude, the family is now ready to help other less fortunate people.
It's my first income, and I use it to pay for my kids' tuition, $86.
While making the Chinese buns, Tzu Chi Care recipient Mrs. Liu talked about the income she made the first time. From February this year, with help from Tzu Chi volunteers, Mrs. Liu has been selling Chinese buns to support her family.
At the beginning, she didn't make many of them. Then I suggested her to buy a bigger steamer, with which she can make around 100 buns each time. If this business becomes steady, then she can support her family.
14 years ago, Mrs. Liu got married and moved from Fujian, China. Her husband, who was the breadwinner, went through a surgery and cannot work anymore. As a result, the family suddenly lost its source of income.
In the past, we often had no idea about where to get money for the next month, but now we have hope.
For half a year, Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping Mrs. Liu to become independent. In addition, they brought them second-hand furniture.
They're so frugal that when you sat in their sofa, you would sink into it. I told her we could get her better sofas from our recycling station. We found chairs that are pretty new. We also brought her cabinets and racks for flour and sugar.
After they started doing business, the family also wants to give back.
Tzu Chi has given me a lot of help, so I want to do my business well enough to make money. Then I can use it to help underprivileged people.
Whenever they are free, Mrs. Liu and her family will join recycling work at a recycling station so they can pass the love forward.
Returning to Malaysia to mark Vesak Day, Tzu Chi volunteers in the country held Buddha Day ceremonies at various locations. In Muar, the local volunteers held a Buddha Day ceremony at a nursing home. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kulai also held a Buddha Day ceremony in Bukit Batu. But first, let's take a look at the event organized by Malaysian Buddhist Association in Johor Bahru, where Tzu Chi volunteers seized the occasion to promote conservation.
At the Buddha Day ceremony organized by Malaysian Buddhist Association in Johor Bahru, Tzu Chi volunteers seized the occasion to promote conservation. Among the delighted audience is Sim Kwang Wah from Singapore.
So there are so many kind-hearted people carrying out charity work to help the poor people. I hope my child can learn a lot from this.
As the volunteers promote recycling, they also introduced the innovations used in disaster relief.
I encourage them to use shopping bags and handkerchiefs while cutting down their use of plastic bottles.
Meanwhile, Tzu volunteers in Kolai also hold a Buddha Day ceremony in Bukit Batu, where the population is less than 4,000 people. Among the residents eager to attend the ceremony is a counselor.
This is the first event in a few years. If the chance arises, I invite you to come here and organize more events, even small ones.
The residents are familiar with Tzu Chi since the volunteers have been serving their community for years. Some even bring few coin banks to donate.
做慈济的高兴的嘛。
因为我们不是有钱人，我们要做善事，我们可以积少成多吗？
As the attendees commemorate the Buddha Day, they're also passing on the compassion and wisdom that the Buddha teaches. Over in Moore, Tzu volunteers also held a Buddha Day ceremony at a nursing home in Taka.
We bring the Buddha statue here to let them know we think of them as family and love them as our elders.
My mind is very pure now. I have no worries, and I do not think much.
Then the volunteers also visit Tenmu Yen's father, who has mobility problem.
Having the opportunity for my father to participate in the Buddha Day ceremony is a blessing to us.
The seniors are able to bathe in the Buddha's grace with the efforts of the volunteers, making this occasion especially meaningful for everyone.
We have more events to commemorate the Buddha's birth. Tzu volunteers in New Taipei City's Xindian district held a special event earlier this month at a local nursing home. Volunteers helped many seniors with mobility problems to participate bathing in the Buddha's grace, as well as sharing in the blessings.
Volunteers held a special ceremony to celebrate the Buddha at a nursing home in Xindian. They assisted many of the elderly in their participation.
I just know today was wonderful for the seniors. It was a good choice to hold the event, and they were all very moved. When they went back to their rooms, I could tell their spirits were contented and happy.
For seniors who were unable to leave their room, the volunteers decided to bring the Buddha's altar directly to them. The seniors can conveniently say their prayers and make their blessings while receiving love and care from volunteers. Volunteers come to the center at Fanglang Community regularly every month. This time, in addition to physical checkups, volunteers organized a blessing ceremony for the month of May. Some students from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology also came to help.
I don't know what it's like to be 80-something, but my grandma is already 86 and she loves to tell stories. I'm a person that loves to listen to stories.
It really feels like I'm a kid talking with his grandfather. It feels like we are part of the same family, accompanying one another. I take care of him, and in a sense, he is looking out for me too.
Bringing some warm company to these seniors and helping them participate in the Buddha blessing ceremony has been a wonderful experience for everyone.
At the end of the program, we joined Tzuji's New Jersey chapter as they hold a dental-free clinic open to the public, where 13 dentists serve some 52 patients in the area. The clinic concluded successfully thanks to the joint efforts of volunteers from New York City, Long Island, as well as local New Jersey. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.